everyone, and welcome to another reading sprint with Mr. Francy. If you're joining from Johara's sprint, welcome to the after party. I am joined by my two fabulous co-hosts, Stormy from Storm Reads and Lee from Dark Roots Creations. Thank you for both of you for being here. All right, what are you ladies going to be reading today?
Storm, you could go first.
I am going to be working on The Primrose Path by Barbara Metster. It's one of my retro romances. It's really funny because, like, the main character, his aunt, like, gave the property in the house to her dogs, and he wanted the property for himself. And so it's really funny because he's trying to get the property from the lady that's supposed to be taking care of the dogs.
Oh, nice.
And I am reading Honey Roasted by Cleo Coyle. It is the latest one in the Coffee House Mystery series, which I believe is number 19.
So are you reading or listening to it?
I'm listening to that.
I was wondering because I know that Sherry quit reading it because she said she had to listen to it because...
Yeah, I've listened to everyone. I've listened to them all.
So I was wondering if you were like that, if you were a reader of it or an audio
listener. Yeah.
I have to get onto that series. I've been reading a lot of culinary cozies, but I keep hearing about this Cleo Coyle Coffee House series. So I think I have to go into that one too.
Love it.
I'll be continuing on with Premeditated Peppermint, book number 3 in the Amish Candy Shop series, which I love. So I'm going to quickly go through some comments, and then I'm going to try and start this one at about past, if we're good with that. And we'll do 45 minutes because we need to get some reading done. So
there we go.
Okay. Hi, Kay. Thank you for being here. Hannah, I haven't seen you for ages. You guys are funny.
Everyone's reuniting.
Exactly. Hannah's saying hi to Storm and Lee. Kay says, hello, book people across the ponds. Love it. JV says, hello. I finished reading With the Fire on High and I loved it. I'm so glad you did. Anyone who wants to read a culinary fiction, it is so super culinary. It's wonderful.
Nice.
And, sorry. Hannah says, I love the first book in the series. I forgot to add it to the SAS list. Oh, there you go. Are we talking about the Cleo Coyle one?
Probably.
I think so.
Okay. Hi, Snazzy. Thank you so much for being here. Hannah says, I'm going to do one chapter of Jane Eyre, then going to switch to Undercover Kitty. Nice.
Hannah, are you still liking Jane Eyre?
And Hannah, I just have to say, when somebody said on Johara's live that Alyssa was sassy, I'm like, no, that's Hannah. Hannah is sassy. That's him. Nothing against Alyssa. I like her too, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. So it was the Coffee House series. Susan G, hi everyone. I'm reading Death in Castle Dark. I'm finishing up Sea Swept. Wonderful. Yay. It's the book we don't say in front of Stormy at the moment.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, have you read that yet, Storm? No.
No.
I haven't either, but I'm feeling the pressure because
I know. Well, and actually, I'm on a waiting list for like the audiobook version because I thought if I could get the audio, I could listen to it because I've got all of these to read. So all my other books that has to be on audio right now. So, but yeah, there's people in front of me. Darn it! So like, hurry up and listen to it and put it back.
Hi, Jessica. Sorry. Okay, I think I'm going to read Winterhouse 3. Nice. So glad you're loving that series. Hannah says, lol, Johara was talking about on Monday that Tiffany tells me that I'm going to be timed out like every live.
She does say that.
Yeah. Alrighty. It's past here. Is it past where you guys are?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I always find that my phone's a minute early, but anyway, that's good. All right, we will read. I'm going to need to put that in the comments. Comments, read till, oh, can someone write in the comments, read till 15 past for me?
Yeah, let me
My
get on
phone's
there.
at a weird angle. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Think I'll take Jessica's advice and read another chapter of Four Dead Queens. Very good. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I'm liking Jane Eyre, but I'm really wanting to stretch it out.
Yeah, I knew she was just reading a little bit at a time. So.
Mm-hmm.
And there we are.
I think we both did it at the same time.
Oh.
So now they really know that we're reading too.
Like, yes, that's
yeah. Exactly. All right, everyone. We'll get right onto it. A 45-minute sprint. We all need to read. So happy reading. All right. How did we all do?
I did pretty good. I got to like page 52, so that wasn't bad. I'll be right back. My dad needs me to fix his arm, so it'll be just a minute.
No problem, Stormy.
I finished Honey Roasted.
Oh.
So that was my wedding book for Killing Time with Cozy's Scavenger Hunt, but I don't actually think it actually really fit the prompt.
Okay.
It seemed like it was going to in like the description, but it really didn't. But it was a cozy that fits 2 prompts from your readathon, so we're good.
Oh, yay! That's good. Yeah, I had the same thing with Death by Chocolate Malted Milkshake. There is a wedding, but it takes up next to none of the book. So
yeah, like it made it like, oh, she was going to be planning her honeymoon and she was getting ready to get married, and that wasn't really it was more like she wasn't planning it, so that was kind of not the focus of it either. So I was like, not really.
There you go. I am 47% into premeditated peppermint and still loving it, of course.
You are loving the series so far?
I am. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I have a longer series than some of the others that I'd started that I love. So I have so many books to catch up on, even if I include the matchmaking side of it as well. It's like, yes, so many books. Tiffany came on. She said she's headed to bed but wanted to say hi. Hi, Tiffany. You're probably gone, but thank you for being here.
It is after Tiffany's bedtime, yes.
Yes, exactly. Pumpkin time.
Right.
She was talking earlier about Golden Girls. I was watching Golden Girls last night, and have you seen it, Lee?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So this is my first time watching. I was watching the episode of Rose and her teddy bear and how it was taken. So good.
Love that.
Oh, I was so proud of her at the end. I loved it too.
It is really good.
Yeah, it is. Cheryl says, made it. I got lost in a book again. No, that's totally understandable.
Those are the best kind.
Exactly. Hannah says, night to Tiffany. I finished my chapter of Jane Eyre. I'm officially a third of the way through the book. Yay! Well done.
Very nice.
I just read that chapter, Had to Feed the Dogs, and my dad came home with burgers and told us a very funny story. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I read 30 pages, Kay. Awesome. Snazzy says, I listened to another chapter of 4 Dead Queens. I still wasn't loving it, and I fear I've tried too many books today, so I went back to my thriller. Fair enough. Remind us what that thriller was that you were reading, Snazzy.
Yeah.
Lee, have I got this right? You're saying you're going to read a thriller each month?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Which thriller are you reading for February?
This one I'm going to read The New Husband by DJ Palmer.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Excellent. Yeah.
Snazzy, if you're not into 4 Dead Queens, just skip it because, spoiler alert, it's going to go nowhere in this first book anyway, so you're going to have to read the next one. So if you're not feeling it, just move on.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to waste your time.
Yeah. If you got any questions about thrillers, go to Lee.
Oh, yeah, I love thrillers too.
Sorry about that, but Dad, he had skin cancer. And so they cut it out, and so he's supposed to put like a bunch of salve on it every night. And
that means you
forgot.
have to.
Yeah, we forgot one of his downstairs, and so he's like, "Can you put that on?" I was like, "Okay." So he came upstairs.
Nice.
No, fair enough. Susan G says, I'm at 56% with Sea Swept by Nora Roberts.
Nice.
Have you guys read that book?
I haven't read that one. but it's on my list.
Nice. Hi, Megs. Meg says, I read probably 10 to 15 pages of A Royal Guide to Monster Hunting. It's not a cozy, but I'm planning to start Pretty Little Flyers by Erin Johnson.
The Royal Guide to Monster Hunting sounds fun, though.
It does.
Yeah. Great title. Kay says, I love finding a new series that I love and has lots of books in the series. So good knowing lots of books to get to. Yes. I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, my thriller is Where They Found Her.
It does
Is that
sound
one you've
good.
read, Lynn?
I haven't, but I'm looking it up now, and I'm like, oh, that does look good.
Ooh, nice. Susan says, Mr. Francy, you make me want to pick up the Amanda Flowers Candy Shop series again. I read the first 2 so far. Oh, yay! Yay, yeah. Reading book 3 at the moment, Susan, and I'm really enjoying it. I'll let you know if there's a Candy Shop book that I don't like, but so far I'm loving all of them. So
I really like them, and I know we talk about them so much, so when somebody's like going to pick it up, I'm always like, oh, I hope they like it.
Right.
right.
We talk about it so much, it's like,
Yeah.
They're good.
Hey, Megs. Snazzy says, I really appreciate that heads up about 4 Dead Queens. I'm culling my unread books today, reading a bit of the ones I'm not excited for, and if they don't grab me, they go into the donate pile.
Good idea.
Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Kay says, ooh, Snazzy, I have that. I need to read it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You guys are going to make me add it to the TBR. Here we go.
That's it. I mean, if I'm doing it with every cozy I'm hearing about, it's your turn.
Yeah. That's how you get for a while, and you're just like, okay, I've gone too far. I've gone too far.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to get to that point. I think my TBR is like 200 books now for the year. It's like, oh my goodness.
yeah, there is a point when you're like, you just got to like focus on the ones you have, and then whenever you finish those series, add more to your list or whatever.
I think so. I think also my plan is going to be to diversify my cozy reading. Like I'm reading a ton of culinary cozies, so maybe looking for arts and crafts cozies or whatever other paranormal cozies or whatever.
Because you know what, they're very cozies are very formulaic. So if you're reading like the same type, they really just kind of blend into one another anyway. So sometimes jumping to a different topic does help.
Yeah. I'm thinking, especially this month with my Cozied Up with Mr. Francy readathon, I'm literally only reading cozies this month, where normally I'm so used to mixing it up and reading all these different genres. So yeah, mixing it up with even the cozy genre might be a good idea.
Exactly.
So I read my first one for your Cozy Up with Mr. Francy. I did my Murder at an Irish Wedding. I wasn't a big fan of it.
Okay.
I liked the first one, and this was book 2. And then I seen that Sherry was talking about how she DNF'd it. We were reading the same one because she did. It seemed like 2 different books from book 1 to book 2. Like the main character was like totally different, and I was like, "That's what it is." Because I was like, maybe I'm just not in the mood for a cozy because I wasn't really liking it. But yeah, she was. She's like really different. It's like I thought she owned a bistro, so why does she seem like she's a Garda instead? Because it's like in Ireland, and it's like she's always seems like she's one of the Garda instead of a bistro person. And I'm like, what happened? Did she go to school for something and I missed it?
Oh wow!
And she was all like, "You need to tell us what's going on right now, right in front of the police." Like she was one of them, and I'm like, wait a second, this isn't right. There's certain things I don't like in cozies, and I just didn't like. I don't like it when the main character thinks they're part of the police, unless they are actually part of the police.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So here's a question that I'm going to try and word it in a way that's not spoilery. How do I do this? With cozies, the love interest, do they usually have the same profession, if you're catching my drift?
Yes.
It all seems, yeah.
Most of the time.
I
did do like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I did 5 of my favorite cozy mysteries that had different kind of boyfriend than what you're saying. So, like,
nice.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. I really appreciated reading Death by Chocolate Cherry Cheesecake because the main character was already married. I'm like, okay, she's married. She's good. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I feel like that's also a very common thing, too, is that the main character comes back to their town for either a breakup or a divorce, or they've lost their job, something like that brings them back to the town. So they're usually single as well.
Yeah. Okay. Meg says it's a fun book. It's a middle grade and a shorter one that I'd been meaning to read for a while. Nice. Oh, very good. Susan says, I wrote down the order to read the Amish books from the Discord. I think the next I need to read is Premeditated Peril.
Then she says down below she meant peppermint. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to ask about that. What's the difference between Premeditated Peppermint and In Peppermint Peril? Are they 2 different series?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, that's why. Okay, good to know. Meg says, my hopeful reads for this month is longer than we have days. I've been there.
Very close to that, yes.
In March, I'll be reading a lot of Irish-themed books, hoping to include some cozy mysteries. Yay! I love it. For the longest time, I felt like the newest cozy mystery reader, and now I don't feel that way anymore.
No.
So,
yeah, it's a genre that people are just really discovering, it seems like, even though it's been around for a while. But yeah.
Yeah.
And there are some Irish-themed ones, so if she's wanting to read all Irish-themed books. Like the one that I just finished, it was Irish themed, even though I wasn't a big fan of it. I give it like 3 stars probably, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, good. Susan says, I think I meant, Premeditated Peppermint. Is that one of them? Yeah, that's book 3. That's the one I'm reading currently, Susan. So, yeah, I think that's, if you're up to book 3 in Candy Shop, that's the one. Okay. Hi, Breezy. Great to have you here. Okay.
Hey, Breezy, guys, are you still plugging away at years?
Yeah, let us know.
We've got her afraid to keep going because we're like, oh, it'll rip your
heart out. Meg says, a lot of my cozy and Irish-themed owned books are currently packed away, so maybe relying on the library and my Kindle for the month. Yeah, fair enough. Yep. And Meg says, good to know, Storm. Excellent. Meg, to the end of the comments. I think this is a first. Woo. Okay. I just finished it on my way home tonight.
You got that too, yeah.
Got you.
Let us
it was a tearjerker.
Okay, so I know that it's getting really, really late over there.
Sorry.
No, I completely understand. I mean, we're normally not sprinting. When I say we, I mean Killing Time with Cozies. You guys did it. We're normally not sprinting this long, so yeah, I don't know if you guys want to do another sprint or if you just wanted to finish off the comments or whatever, but I'm totally understanding because I get it. I get that it's late.
It's only it's only almost 9:30 here where I'm at. It's later for, you know.
I can push another one.
You can? Oh, Lee.
Yeah, I go in a little later tomorrow, so I'm good.
Oh, so you get to sleep in a little, huh?
A little bit.
Oh, nice. All right, I'll get Sorry?
There's a K down there says sprint.
Okay, we'll get to it very soon, Kay. Susan G says, I've been reading cozies for years, and some of the earliest series had heroines who actually were married. Oh, nice. I definitely started seeing a difference. I picked up The Cat Who Could Read Backwards recently and started listening to that. And I think that was written a very long time ago. And I found it.
Cat Who series, right?
Yeah, the first book in the
it
Cat
was
Who series.
written like in the 90s, I think, or something, maybe.
Very different. Male protagonist, which I appreciated, but yeah, very different.
That is different, yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the cozies back then, they weren't called cozies, they were just mysteries, and now they call them cozy mysteries, but they're not quite the cozies that everybody's used to now.
Right.
So I think that's the ones like Cozy says are edgier. They're her edgier cozies.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cheryl says, I just keep losing track of time getting so close to the end of the book. Yeah, fair enough.
Nice.
Yep, sprint. It's only 9:30 here and I'll be up until 3 p.m. So I have a ways to go. Oh, wonderful, Megs. And 3:30 a.m. there, so still awake. Excellent.
Kay doesn't sleep much, I don't think.
Yeah, I can tell.
Okay.
60s. Wow.
So
I'm guessing Meg's in Australia somewhere.
Oh, Megs, are you in Australia with me? Let me know. Be good to have another Aussie reader here. I know Jane lives in country Victoria and I live in Melbourne, so that's nice.
It's 9:30 where she is. It's 9:30 where I am. So
well, that's why I wasn't sure. But then she said 3 p.m. So I'm like, oh wait, maybe she's in Australia.
She said she'll be up until 3 p.m. So I thought maybe she's working the night shift or something. Maybe I don't know.
There you go.
Oh, U.S. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Susan G says the Cat Who series actually started back in the 60s.
Wow.
There you go. That makes it make more sense.
So that is why they are a little bit different than here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Megs. I do my bestest reading at night in the quiet. Oh, lovely. Nice. And yeah, Megs is in
being on these sprints are the quietest my room is ever, and it's just weird. I always have the TV on in the background, but I have it on mute. I can see everything that's going on, but it's on mute, and so it's like really weird.
There you go. All right, I'll get to a couple more comments and then we'll sprint. Hannah says, Meg, you're in my time zone. I love when everyone realizes when other readers are in their same time zone or same state or next door or whatever.
Me and Hannah are state neighbors.
Oh, yay. Oh, that's awesome. Bree says 8:30 p.m. where I'm at, but I'm already sleepy. Yeah, can totally understand. And Cheryl says, I've got to the TV turned to the basketball game. Oh,
I get sleepy about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And usually it's like when we start the sprints, like right about when we start the sprints. And I'm like, oh, my eyes, they're starting, And then we get off the sprints and it's time for bed. And then they're like, bloop, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll struggle through.
Yeah. All right. So do we want to do the same amount of time for the sprint or do we want to do a shorter one? What are you guys thinking?
I'm probably just going to do for a half hour.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's fine with me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So do we want to read for half an hour or do we want to read to the top of the hour?
The top of the hour.
Top of the hour.
Yeah. All right. Sorry to ask, can someone put it in read till 00?
You do it, Storm.
Okay. Oh wait, my phone's like over there.
I'll do it then.
I was charging it up. I forgot.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. There you go.
Wonderful. Yeah, just quickly, I'll send Storm the weather. Wonderful.
Only if it's nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, guys.
Because I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be at like 57 tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow 64, Saturday 34.
Oh, well, we have 56 on Saturday and snow on Sunday.
So it's the weather is so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds it. All right, we'll go sprint and then we'll probably come back and wrap things up after the sprint then. All right, guys, happy reading. Okay, how did everyone do?
Pretty good. I am on page 62 now. It's like really, really funny.
Oh, nice.
He keeps trying to take one of the dogs, and he takes them, and he always ends up on the ground because one of them's named Spooky, and he took it to go shooting, and he didn't ask like why is the dog's name Spooky, and he shot the gun, and it's gun shy, and it like took off running and ran underneath his legs and knocked him on the ground. He was not in a good mood. It was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Always good to have a good laugh with a book. Lee, how'd yours go?
Good. I'm on chapter 8 of First Impressions, which is a retro book for me. So.
Oh, nice.
Is that one of your Nora Roberts ones? Or?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. And I am exactly 50% in to Premeditated Peppermint. Woo, halfway through. Yeah.
So
all right, so sorry?
I said I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna add another book onto my TBR for the month, which I can't believe. But anyway, I think after this I'll read Criminally Coco, the novella.
Mm-hmm.
And then next month I can read book 4. But I think if I read the novella right away, then I've read that as well. So yeah. All right, we'll get through some comments and then we'll wrap up because I know it's late. Cheryl says 4 in the afternoon is the start of the busiest part of the day with the kids. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah's reading Prisoner of Azkaban. Wonderful. You enjoying it, Hannah? I hope so. Oh, you guys are going to have to help me with this one. Which one's MN?
Minnesota.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
I mean,
no. Is that Michigan?
No, Michigan is MI. Minnesota, yeah, MN.
Is it?
I'm going to check, but I'm pretty sure. We have a lot of M's.
Yeah, we have M's and MN and MI.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Is it?
Minnesota, wonderful. Okay, Megs is in Minnesota. We're under a wind advisory. Oh. There you go. That's not good. Hannah says, I can't control what weather I send.
Well, then just keep it with you.
Susan G says, yes, Hannah, I am. And it says, we aren't getting cold this weekend.
Well, it's so weird because, like, well, at least the last time I looked at the weather, it's supposed to be 64 tomorrow. Then it was like 34, I think, on Saturday, and then 50 on Sunday. So.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Up and down.
It's like, this is why people get sick.
Yes. Cheryl's on page 368 of Azkaban. Wow, you should be getting towards the end there, Cheryl. Fantastic.
That's why she keeps losing track, because she's like trying to get to the end.
Page 291 for Hannah. Excellent. Susan G, I'm at 61% of Sea Swept. Excellent. Okay, 12 pages. 12 pages is still good.
Yeah.
Well done. Especially considering we had a shorter sprint that time, so that was good. Megs, I read about 20 pages or so. Oh, wonderful. Good work, Megs. Jessica's on page 205. Nice. Hannah read 41 pages at 76%. Ugh, just killing it, Hannah. You're doing so well. Every time. Nazi, I'm at 20% in Where They Found Her. Not a whole lot has happened aside from finding the body. We're meeting a bunch of characters. I'm excited to see how they all fit together. Yeah, so the setup. Sounds like very good. Meg says, I never stick to reading all the books I plan to get to.
I make a TBR, and then at the end of the month when I do the wrap up, it's like, yeah, these were on the TBR and these weren't.
Great, this is not happening.
Yes, I like to stick to my TBR, but if for whatever reason I don't finish books, I've learned that I can always carry them over to the next month. Like, that's fine, I'll just move them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Minnesota. Yes, it's Minnesota. MI is Michigan. Thanks, guys, I'm learning. Cheryl reached page 393. Excellent. And Hannah says, I think Saturday is in the mid to high 40s, which for us in Celsius would be high, but for you guys in Fahrenheit, that's not high at all.
Yeah.
Meg says, I've started calling out my pile of TBR possibilities.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. It's like, these are the ones that I'm interested in right now, but then my mood may change and I'm going to read these over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I have my pile of books for the retro romance, and then I went and bought some more books, and then I was doing my book haul, and I was like, oh, this like sounds really good. Oh, this one sounds really good. I'm like, no, I can't put any more on my pile.
Now you want to read those instead.
Yes. You guys will be coming up to spring soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like another month and a half, 2 months.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sometimes it starts earlier and sometimes later, just depends.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So technically speaking, it will be spring, but whether it's spring weather or not.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Next month will be spring technically.
Yeah. Was it like March 21st or 20th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Around there.
Okay.
Well, we've had snow in April, so who knows? It could go either way.
Yeah. Last year, I had all my garden planted.
Yeah.
And everything, and it snowed and got like freezing and killed everything. So, yeah.
Oh no!
I even tried putting plastic over it, but yeah, it just got so cold. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad.
Wow. Meg says, we've read that. Sorry. Kay says, I did a TBR in January and stuck to it. So read 25 books in January. Was crazy. That is crazy. Wow.
Great job.
25. I mean, I'm happy if I make it to those double digits, but 25. Wow.
I read 5 and I was like, oh, good for me, you know.
Yeah, right.
Though, so I mean,
sorry.
She was like 6, so I was
I
like,
was sick and I didn't feel good, but
and gone on.
So. As long as my Goodreads isn't telling me you're behind, you're 2 books behind, you're 3 books behind.
Yeah. That's why I set my Goodreads like lower than I might probably be, because I don't like it to mock me.
Right.
It can root for me and say you're 6 books ahead, but it can't say I'm 6 books behind.
Right.
Exactly. I just updated my Goodreads. I had the goal to read 80, but I'm reading more than I thought. So I've upped it to 100, and I thought, oh, Goodreads, please don't tell me I'm behind. But I was still ahead, so we're okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. February TBD, to be decided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meg says, mood readers for the win. I always used to say, I hope I don't become a mood reader, because I just feel like it will just ruin my TBRs, because I set all these books up, and if I become a mood reader, it'll be like, oh yeah, let's just chuck out 3/4 of the books I put on my TBR.
Right.
But
that's why you put a pile here, and you're like, okay, which one do I want? That one.
Yep. That works.
I'm gonna have to do that. Are you guys mood readers?
Yeah.
Not really, but a little bit. A little.
Right. Yeah.
It's like with my retro, I have this pile here, and when I get done with one, I'm like, okay, now which one do I look like I wonder?
Right. It's still within your pile, though.
Yeah,
so
it's still in my pile, but you know, usually I have a list of like, this is what I'm going to read. But this time I just since it's actual books and not like ebooks or audiobooks, it's kind of cool just to have like, okay, this is the pile that I can choose from.
That's good though.
That's I like that. I'm usually so scheduled with everything, and I usually read, the books with the most amount of pages first, least amount of pages last. And now I'm thinking maybe I should do it Stormy's way and just have the pile and go, what do I feel like reading next?
Yours is very structured, Mr. Francy. Very structured.
It is. It's so structured. Like even down to the day, I want to read this many pages, so I'm up to here. I want to finish by this day of this book and start to. Oh my gosh.
Yes, yeah, I can't do that. I wouldn't want to read them then. I think that's my problem. That's why I have a list, but then I still have a little leeway and I allow myself to mood read too, or whatever it is, because it's like with my classics. I was like, I might draw 2 classics out of my like jar or whatever it is, and then I have a choice. I can read either this one or this one. But if I'm like, these are the classics I'm going to read this year, I won't read them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking, I might become a little looser with my schedule from now on. Susan G says, I tried to do a TBR list in January, but only read half of them. I'm a mood reader. Yeah. Understandable. Snazzy says, I'm a mood reader. I have a hard time sticking to a strict TBR. I usually put like 4 books on my TBR and hope I read them while I mood read. Yeah.
That's like, even if I decided, I'm working on my little TBR game that I've come up with, I'm like, I would still probably just use that with, I'll do 4 books or something, 4 or 5 books of that. And I'm thinking those are going to be like my print books,
Yep.
And then the rest of them will be other books that I want. I don't think I could just do like some of them, they do their whole TBR with like their game or whatever. And then that's what you have to read. And I'm like, no, I couldn't do that. I could do 4, maybe 5.
Hannah says, I mood read-ish. There are cozy series that I enjoy, so I'm in the mood to read them all the time. Yeah, I hear that.
She does really good with her series. I can't do like one right after another.
Yeah, she just put up videos about the next series she just finished. Recent series she finished.
Yeah. I can do maybe 2 at a time, but I can't do like the whole series.
Whole series.
Yeah. Okay. Meg says, I went to 2 libraries today already knowing that I have a lot of books to read and came home with 4 more, so can relate. I like that. I have trouble going into a library or a bookstore or whatever and not coming out with books no matter how many I have on my shelf.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm not going to buy more books, and then I went and bought some more today, so.
It happens.
It does.
Well, it's really hard because I'm a big fan of like the used books, and we have this place, and it's like called Antiquish, and it's got a lot of antiques, but there's a lot of people that have books there, and like there's this one bookseller, and she has like a lot of Harlequins and things like that, and she has like the intrigue, and I'm like, I'll go, and I got some, and then I'm like, I won't get them all, but they were like 2 for $1, so it's like really hard not to just like grab them all and stuff. But so I'm like, the next time I go, if they're like still there, they were meant to be mine.
There you go.
Yes. Hannah says she can't wait for spring. Yeah. Kay, British summer time clocks changed last Sunday in March. There you go. Cheryl says, I'm getting snow supposedly tonight.
Ew.
I mean, as someone who only sees snow on TV, I just go, oh, it's so pretty. And then I hear your stories and I'm like, oh, you poor things. So,
yeah, it's pretty.
Look at.
I like pictures of snow. I just don't like being in it.
It's nice to look out the window and it doesn't melt. It doesn't stick to the ground. That's when it's really nice.
Okay. Jessica says 25 is almost a book a day. Yeah.
I did a book a day in May last year, and boy, that was was hard.
Me too.
Wow.
That was rough.
Wow. I mean, even with some of the shorter like cozies, that would still not be easy to do. let alone
I had
like
to do a lot of
500
mid-grade.
Yeah, I did like a ton of middle grade. Yeah, a ton of middle grade.
It's like a book a day in May is a challenge and everything. And I'm like, that's the time when you get all your middle grade books out that are like real small, so you can read.
Oh wow. Cheryl says, I love that K to be decided. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna try and quickly get through them. Hannah says, I read 23 last month. I want to shoot for 28 this month. Wow.
You probably do it.
Well, realistically, I want to read 18, but I can drink.
She'll probably get to 28 done.
Oh wow.
Just challenge yourself.
How many have you read already, Hannah? Like, it's only the 10th, but how many have you read already?
You said realistically 18. She's on number 15 right now, so she'll absolutely get them all done.
Wow. Cheryl says mood reader. Yep. Kay says, I've read 5 books this month, about to finish book 31. Oh, for the year, do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought what you meant for the month. It's just a good start for me. My reading mojo is on full power. Wonderful.
Go with it.
Yeah. Hannah says, I always plan my TBR with books I'm in the mood to read this month. Nice.
I've read 7 books this month. So.
Nice. That's good. I
read 5.
I don't know. How many have I read? I've read, I think 5. I think I'm on my 6th one at the moment.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my books has 472 pages, so I'm very proud of myself.
Wow.
That's like 2.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, last month after the Count of Monte Cristo storm.
Yeah. No, that's nothing now, right?
Exactly. Kay says, yes, Hannah, I have a TBD of 30 books for February, then I pick and choose off them. Nice. Meg says, I've tried to stick to a TBR many times, but then feel disappointed, but I don't get to all of them. So I realized I was pressuring myself too much. That's fair. Hi KB. She says, hey everyone, hope I'm not too late for a sprint. We are going to be wrapping up because it is getting very late over in the States, guys. So I'm just trying to get through this last lots of comments. But it's great that you're here, and we do have more sprints coming up, so we'll talk about them in just a moment. Cheryl says, I almost always have 10 books on hold on Libby, and I just never know what will come in, so that often changes what I decide to read.
That's true.
That's fair.
Too, yeah.
That happens to me too, but then there are a lot of times I'm like, oh no, I'm not ready for that. Delay. I've had a lot of them coming in, and I'm like, no, oh, that's a good one for March. Delay for March Mystery Madness.
I was really enjoying Scribd, and I remember saying to you guys, I don't get limited on Scribd. And then the very next day, they started cutting me off.
They heard you say that, and they're like, oh, really?
They did.
So now I'm very heard you.
Yes, exactly. Should have just kept my mouth closed. Kay says, yes, we have done the last sprint. Yeah. Meg says, usually I can get to at least 2 or 3 sets of books, a couple in-person book clubs I'm a part of and one online, but otherwise I'm all over the place. Yeah, sorry, KB. Yeah, definitely you'll be able to catch us with the next one. Hannah says, I have 4 at a time right now. I'm about to just focus on library lovers. Nice. I got 9/11 last weekend from the library. Lol, I'll be ready for the newest book soon. Excellent. Meg says, I've been sticking to buying Kindle books because of being in the middle of packing most of my books away, but also I have some physical pre-orders coming in soon. Excellent. Am I getting near the bottom? Susan says, buying used books is kind of a hobby for me. I keep a list with me of books I need to collect.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Meg says to Hannah, I'm also participating in Library Lovers, though I'm not following the prompts. Fair enough. Hannah says, I agree, Storm, ill, snow. Cheryl says, I brought a bunch of Winnie the Pooh books at the library today, 50 cents each. That's wonderful.
Nice.
Bargain.
Mm-hmm.
I love those books. I read 400 pages a day. I read 400 pages a day on average. Wow, Kay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Susan G says, when I lived in Florida, I loved the idea of snow. Now that I've experienced snow, it's not so much fun. Hannah says, 8 books for the month. Excellent. Meg says, I've read 7 books this month, 25 books so far this year.
Nice.
Cheryl says, yeah. Cheryl says 10 books so far for the month. And Kay saying, thank you for the sprints. You're welcome. I just wanted to get to the end. All right, before we wrap up, I'm just going to quickly check in with my lovely co-hosts to see what's coming up with them. But I will say that tomorrow, I do believe it is 6 p.m. Eastern. Am I right, Lee, for the sprint? Yeah, we have a sprint on Lee's channel. So Lee's channel is, just bring it, sorry, bring it up there, as you can see, Dark Roots Creations. So yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern time, that one. And then the next day, 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing my weekly sprint over here. So yes, lots of sprinting to look forward to. And I think there's a Killing Time with Cozy's one that comes up somewhere there too. When does that one happen?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Saturday at noon Eastern time.
Wonderful. So we're all covered sprints wise. All right, guys, what's coming up on your channels?
Tomorrow I have the announcement for March Mystery Madness because I'm a new co-host. So.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
And Tiffany gets to be one too, so she's excited. She's
nice.
So
yeah. Awesome.
I have my vlog from my work trip to Tucson, Arizona comes out tomorrow. So
yay!
You guys can watch just the silliness of what went on there. So
looking forward to it.
Speaking of the library lovers, did you hear me when I don't know if you were on it when I said there's a new one coming out in October?
No.
Yeah, it's called The Plot and the Pendulum or something like
that.
I
do actually. Yes, I actually have that on my TBR. I didn't realize the cover's not out yet. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I didn't realize it was October though.
So excited.
Wow. And I have a book tag coming out in, where are we now? In less than 7 hours. Oh, goodness me. I have to get on to editing that. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Snazzy. Thank you, Hannah. Congrats to Storm from Jessica.
Thanks.
Congrats to Storm from Meg. And KB says, thanks, guys. I will subscribe and set notifications so I don't miss it. Excellent, KB. Thank you guys so much for being here at this sprint with me today. I want to thank my wonderful co-hosts. We have Stormy just over here from Storm Reads. Check out her channel. And down there, we have Lee from Dark Roots Creations. Definitely check out her channel as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This was amazing. And I look forward to seeing you at the next one. But until then, as we always say, happy reading. Bye, guys.